everyone, it's Dawn. As promised, today I'm going to give you a tour of my studio, and I've now finished painting what I'm using as my photo studio, so I'm going to give you a closer look. I've painted the walls. You can see a tiny bit of pattern through there, but not enough. I've actually used this today to photograph something for my website, and it was absolutely fine. So whatever I'm making stands on there, and then I photograph it against there, and all the door frames and the beams, you don't see that in the photograph, so that's all we need. And the staging is just a couple of boxes that I covered with white paper. And so if we go swiftly over here, this is the door to the main room, to our main craft room, my main craft room. So now this is totally different. This is all white out here, but inside, as you've probably guessed, if you know me well enough by now, which most of you do, it's going to be orange. So let's open the door and go and have a look. So if I just open the door and just stand here for a minute or for a second, you can see the overall, you get the general colour scheme as we go in. Now I'm going to come in. I'm not going to bother shutting the door because if I do, I'm going to have to turn around. So over here, this is where I keep all my paints. That book down there is notes on the craft book that I'm going to, or planning to write, but they're only notes at the moment, so there's not much to see. So over here, this is where I keep my watercolour paints, and so this is just an ordinary box. I didn't make this box, it's just a box I brought. I think I brought it from Smith's. Now over there, that's where I keep my glue gun and my heat tool. My embossing powders are down there, and my double-sided tape, my spare double-sided tape, is over there. So down there is I know it looks a bit of a mess, but that's my paper bucket. Any rolls of paper that I get that I want to use for crafting, or sometimes I even use them, they're actually wrapping paper, and sometimes I actually use them for wrapping paper, but most of that lot is used for crafting. So that's my craft bucket over there, or my paper bucket I should say. So if we come over to the table, that's a project that I'm working on for another time. Even my die casting machine has got orange on it. I can't take the credit for that. That's the way it was when I brought it. And that's my box. That's just, there's nothing in those boxes. They're all glued together. Now I have to show you this. My sunshine lamp. Because the sun is part of my logo. Well, I saw this lamp in Oliver Bonus and absolutely had to get it. So that's my lamp. And down here I got my pens and my pokey tool and my ruler in there. Now that is just an ordinary drinking glass, but it's got orange splats on it. Again, I didn't do that, I brought it. And over here, where I keep my scissors and my glues, as you've probably seen, that's actually not what it was brought for. It was actually a plant holder. One of those things you put in a hanging basket, and it's got a hole in the bottom. But I thought it would be great to put all my bits and pieces on, and because of it's orange, it's perfect for me anyway. So I've even got some orange scissors there, and that's the chair I sit in when I'm doing my work. And what normally would happen, this table, I can't do it now because if I did I wouldn't be able to get past because I want to go over there in a minute. That table is swung over here. Actually, while I'm here, I'll give you a look round as well. I've even done this, only this one wall. Oh, that's my DVD player and all my personal bits over there, but that's alright. You can see that, I don't mind. I've even done that wall. I'll give you a quick sweep up there. Just that one wall though, I haven't done any of the others. Otherwise it will be a bit bright, even for me. But down here, I've got my spatula, which I made myself from a couple of bits of card. And so if I just move this chair out of the way, which is what I should have done before I started, but it doesn't matter, we can do it now. I just want to move this chair because I want to get into the drawers over here. So over here, I fronted all my drawer fronts again with paper, orange paper naturally, but the reason I did it was because I wanted to put some labels. And these labels, these are just ordinary sticky labels, they don't seem to stick terribly well to plastic drawers. So I thought, well, if I put some paper on the front, and I might as well use my brand, so that's what I've done. But in there, we've got rolls, more rolls of wrapping paper. You can't see too much, but you get a general idea. And what down there, I've got white scraps. White scraps come in useful for things like card inserts, or if you want to do anything else. And down there, I've got some alphabet stickers in this drawer. So down there, we've got alphabet stickers, which comes in very useful. I've got some tape and other bits down there, but they're mainly alphabet stickers. So if you want to create your own sentiments, that's brilliant for that. So I can't read that down there. So what have we got in there? Oh, we've got some glue sticks in there and glue dots. I don't use glue dots very often, but occasionally. There's nothing in that drawer yet, but this drawer has got all the bits that I use if I'm making drinks coasters and my bag. So I've got some bag charms in there. I've got some felt for the base. I've got some Mod Podge to glaze the front to make it waterproof. I've got some clips for the bags. So that's what's in there. So if we come up here to this side, in here I've got all my branded orange paper. So if I'm making any branded products for business things or boxes, branded boxes, bags, that's what I use. It's all in there. It's got some straps for bags as well. Now in here I've got all my 12 by 12 pads. So if I open it, I won't open it too much because it'll fall out. I won't get it back in again. But I've got all my 12 by 12 pads in there. Yeah, that drawer's quite heavy actually. In here I've got what I call general craft stash. So I've got some tissue paper, I've got some, they're actually foam back stickers. I've got some other papers. I've got all sorts of bits of what I just call some flowers, some what I call general craft stash. So if I want some embellishments to put on something, that's what I use. Now in there we have some lace. I've got a whole drawer full of lace. Fairly recently, one of our local craft shops very sadly closed. They had to close because their head office said they no longer wanted them to do craft. They wanted them to be home furnishings. So what I did on their last day, I went in and bought every piece of lace they had left over, of which there was quite a lot. And in here I've got some foil rolls, which I don't use very often, but occasionally. And I've got some photo corners, which I sometimes use either for photos or for decoration. And that's my stationery drawer there, and you really don't want to see inside there because it's a total mess. But if we come over here, this is where I keep my coloured cardstock in here. So we've got gold card there. It goes through to other colours, the rainbow colours really. And they're all set out so that I can just grab hold of them. They were in a vertical stand, but there were so many in there, the stand actually collapsed. So I had to find something else. In here, I've got all my white cardstock and my watercolour paper. And there's some more of that down there as well. Now, I meant to pull that out before I started the video, but never mind. In here, I've got all my ribbons. So I know it looks a bit of a mess, but all my ribbons are in there. One day I shall sort them out. In here, I've got some more papers, and these are really a mixture of wrapping paper that comes in sheets and craft papers I found in magazines and things like that. So, oops, sorry. That's what's in there. Down there are my Christmas papers. And as you can see, it's absolutely chock-a-block. So we've got, again, they're a combination of wrapping paper and papers from magazines. Under there you've got more, there's some from Chloe's, there's some from wrapping paper. And down there, in here, I've just got some plain craft bags. They come in packs of 3. And whenever I want to make a quick gift bag, that's what I use. So that's really all we've got. Now, the only thing I haven't shown you yet, which isn't terribly interesting, but you might like to see how I do things, that's, many of you might recognise that as a music stand. But when I'm doing my videos, this goes behind my table and I push this flat. And I put my iPad on top of there, and that's what I use to do my videos. So I just tuck it behind or prop it behind the table, push that flat, put my camera on top of it, and away I go. So I'll give you a quick sweep. Oh, I didn't show you this, but that's where I keep all my files. Apart from there, they're not files, they're my own brand of alcohol pens that I'm working on. We haven't quite got a final one yet. And there are some highlighter pens in there. That's where I keep my files. That book has yet to be covered. I'm going to cover that orange to blend in with all the others. So my other alcohol pens are over there, and I've got a tub of them there. Down here I've got my gilding flakes, and I've got some of this gilding wax, which again I don't use very often, but just occasionally. So I'll just move that out of the way. Oh, that's just an Easter gift bag I made to go on my website. And that's my flower caddy. Some are homemade. Well, the caddy's homemade. But some of the flowers are homemade, some are shop brought. In there, I've got, apart from odd bits and pieces, I've got mainly my acetate in there. But another thing I didn't show you, I'll do you a quick sweep. Over here, apart from the mess, that's where I keep all my glazes. Now, when I say glazes, what they actually are, they're nail polish. But I don't wear nail polish on my nails because I've got funny nails and they don't stay. So I use that for if I want a shiny embellishment, or if I wanted to make a flower that's shiny. That's what I use. So there it is really, that's my whole of my craft room. I'll give you a general sweep round the room. There's other bits and pieces, but that's alright. So we'll just, whoops, move that chair out. I'll put it back in a minute, but we'll move it out of the way just for now. So if I come round and give you a quick sweep, and over there to our sunshine lamp. I absolutely love that lamp. Ever since I adopted the sunrise as my name, well, first light, but the sunrise as part of my logo. I'm seeing images of the sun everywhere, jewellery, lamps, and I'm seeing orange everywhere as well. So I'm not quite sure how that's happening, but I'm jolly glad that it is, because it makes life so much more fun. So I think, do you know what? I think we'll end with a picture of our sun lamp. So there you go, guys. There's a video tour of my studio and how I work, where I work, and I'll pull out and let you have a look at the desk as well, and how I do things. So I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you've enjoyed my tour. And I'll be back now on, where are we, Friday, with a regular video for you. And until then, I'll come and do a final close-up of my sun lamp, because I really do love that. As I say, I'll be back on Friday. And in the meantime, take care everybody, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.